What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning the redemption list. Yes, another person has reached that list according to the rules of the redemption list. This person needs to be redeemed, and his name is Micheal Polite Coffey. Yes, Micheal Polite Coffey, which was a hot prospect at one point up until his sudden upset loss to Jonathan Rice. He was knocked out. He was stopped, rather. And the punches that he took, he didn't respond like the referee wanted him to. Was he knocked out cold? No. But it showed that that particular fighter needed work, okay? And the problem with Coffee is the fact that he was supposed to win in there and starched Jonathan Rice. Yes, we know styles make fights, but Jonathan Rice himself had a record of 6 losses. Okay, he had far more experience, definitely, but but based on the people that beat him, Tony Yoka, Makhmadov, Efe Ajagba, those guys had went through that path, and he was in the way of their path, and they got him out of the way of their path. Whereas Micheal Coffey came up short. Okay, that was the problem. And you're talking about a guy with 14 wins, 6 losses, and 10 KOs. But here's the thing: out of the wins, the KOs are 10. Okay, so if you've knocked out 10 out of 14 of your wins, chances are you can thump. Okay, so I know matchmaking is one thing, and I know people try to be the best at it, especially promoters, advisors, what have you, managers. But all the time, it doesn't go the way it's supposed to go. However, that does reflect the fighter, okay? Because the punches that he took from Jonathan Rice, it showed that he needs to work on his defense instead of hard thumping power. Now, before going in there with Jonathan Rice, Micheal Coffey was praised for going in there and sparring with Deontay Wilder, which is the WBC former heavyweight champion of the world, and with only 1 loss himself. And he said that he could take that power and keep coming. Okay, and I want to talk to you guys about that for a second. He said he felt Wilder's power because Wilder started to really bring it on and really show him the pain. Okay, and he said he was able to take it. He said he felt it, but he was still able to take it. And I think that Micheal, I think because of that, that might have cost him the fight. Okay, we're going to link it all in. Okay, see, based on what Micheal Coffey said that he could take, and you compare that to Jonathan Rice and the punches that he took. No, he wasn't knocked out, but he was taking punishment, okay? And I think because he felt like, hey, I can take one of the hardest punchers that fights today, which is Deontay Wilder, and I can keep moving forward and stay on my feet and not go down. That doesn't mean the fight can't get stopped, okay? And I think that that idea of him knowing that he could stay in there with a hard-punching guy like Deontay Wilder versus going in there fighting a guy, he thought, well, hey, I can take this guy's punches. But guess what? He couldn't deliver his own punches because the guy possessed something that he was lacking at. And what he was lacking was defense, head movement, upper body movement. Rice had it all. Rice was pretty much playing with him because he knew he had a hard, stiff, stable opponent in front of him. So he was able to do those things, even though Micheal showed at times that he can kind of dip and slip, but it was all for show. A lot of people, they have a stance as though they're prepared to show you defense, but they don't. It's just for show, okay? It's just for shits and giggles. Whereas Jonathan Rice was definitely showing him his punching power. Okay, and he was rocking him a bit. And when a referee sees that, it doesn't matter how tough you are. Referees don't care about being tough. They don't care about you taking punches like that, because we have had serious fights in times where these fighters get hit from rounds 1 to rounds 10 or 11 or 12, then they pass out, collapse, throw up, and they go into a coma and they never come out of the coma. Okay? Then no ref wants to be responsible for that. None. You don't want that on your conscience. So when a ref sees a guy was getting thumped like Jonathan Rice was thumping Michael Coffey, there you go. You know, he was like, yo, I'm stopping this because you're not showing me that you're in this fight. You're getting hit a lot. You're stumbling around the place. And it's a matter of time before he puts you down. Now, the question is, would he have put Michael Coffey down? I think he more than likely would have. But then what? But at what cost? More damage. Okay, because you don't know what Jonathan Rice would have. Because think about it. This is an upset. Okay. And Jonathan Rice has been knocked out by some of the top fighters that are up and coming. Jonathan Rice knew, well, hey, I got this guy hurt. You think I'm going to let off this guy? No, that's not the time to show mercy. It's time to show some Cobra Kai shit. No mercy. So that's exactly what he was going to do if that referee didn't stop that fight. Now, what does that mean for Michael Coffey? Well, Michael Coffey, how to redeem himself, he needs to work more on defense than offense. A lot of those guys had to learn it. Those big, stocky, buff guys, you know, you have a few of them now. You have AJ, you have Dubois, and all those guys had to learn. You know, I'm still interested to see what Dubois does. That's why Dubois is still on the redemption list. However, those guys were known for power. Were known for taking guys out. Michael Coffey, 12-9. You think he's not known for power? No, he was knocking people out, okay? So he was known. He had the reputation for heavy punching, okay? Offense, applying pressure, getting you out of there with these bees, okay? But understand, the other opponent also has bees, and they also sting, okay? So that's what he learned from Jonathan Rice, regardless, despite his record, okay? Despite it, it didn't matter because that guy still has 6 losses, but guess what? That guy with 6 losses gave you your 1. And I think Michael Coffey can go back to the drawing board. I think he either gets rid of his coach or brings in another coach that teaches him defense. Set up a rematch with the guy that gave you the first loss. I think that's first. If you're ready for that guy, maybe take another fight. Then come back to Jonathan Rice. Okay? And see if you will learn the mistakes that you've made that night. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Michael Coffey joining the redemption list. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.